Welcome back to Lost Legacies
Hidden City Bookshop production,
Book Company.
company production.
I'm
Oh
Matt.
no!
Wait, no, I'm
Oh
Sam.
God! We're gonna get sued by the Hidden City Bookshop.
Oh no.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Hi everybody. Welcome to today's episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's
If you,
been a week.
yeah. If you can't tell, I'm sick as hell. I thought I was doing better, and I crawled back to work, and apparently not, because I still feel like crap. So. Yeah, it's been a while since we recorded the last episode because we kept postponing it because I was just not feeling good. I'm like, anything I watch, I'm not gonna enjoy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, but I don't really know if anything has happened recently to talk about. I feel like we're in this weird kind of lull right now as far as movie news, video games, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah. I was, we just came off a Labor Day weekend, so we had 3 days off, which I
Mhm.
was sick for.
Yeah,
And I ended up taking a
great.
fourth day, which was good, but sucks, It's spent a 4 day weekend sick. But
Yeah.
at least I got to relax and just play video games. So I bought No Man's Sky because they have the new Voyagers update. I'm like, oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, this is I always think I'm going to enjoy those like heavy resource management games. And then
Uh-huh.
I start doing it and I'm like, this isn't fun. I just want to make stuff. And also like
Yeah.
part of the reason I got it was because like now you can have crews, and you could like crew your ship.
Oh yeah.
You got to really like play and level up to get to that point. And I'm like,
Oh, that sucks.
I was like, yeah. So,
I just want a crew right out the gate, you
right.
know?
Yeah, let me customize them. I was like, okay, well, I guess it's back to Baldur's Gate 3. This is why it was Game of the Year, guys.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Baldur's Gate 3, but for sci-fi. You know? I want to be able to have a crew and have a
Yeah.
ship, and yes, I know some people will tell me like, "Yo, but that's what Mass Effect is." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but I want something else. I want something new. No disrespect to Mass Effect,
Yeah.
because I really love that series. Um but yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm looking for something new.
Yeah. Yeah. Give us a new Mass Effect. Mass Effect 4. Let's do it.
Truly, let's do it.
Yeah. But I think it's also interesting that like role-playing games are really becoming more and more popular, you know?
Mhm.
And they're if you look at the video game industry as a whole, they're in a really crappy era right now. Like
Mm,
so many layoffs and you know you got the companies, usually the indie ones who are like, nah, we're not using AI. And then you got the big ones who are like, yeah, let's see if we can make money with AI. And it's just like,
yeah.
oh my God, it's just a crazy place to be. And yeah, but if you look at the indie stuff and you look at a lot of like these role-playing games that are coming out, it's just absolutely insane. The stories and the companions, big part
Mm,
of Baldur's Gate 3 was the companions, the team. And of course, everyone wants to know, can you sleep with them?
yeah.
Can you romance them?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got what is it? Expedition 33.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's another like subtitle there. I don't remember what it is.
It was like 1888 or something like that. Is that what
No,
it is?
no, that's something else.
Oh, well.
Uh, but Expedition 33 was, I don't remember what game it was, but apparently the guy got laid off from his company,
Oh, geez.
and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go make my own game. I'm gonna do what y'all wouldn't let me," and they did. And it's not really my thing because it's very it kind of I think it's like Dark Souls-esque it's a difficult game, and I'm like, oh man, that just doesn't look fun to me. But everything about the style, the music, I'm loving. It's
Mm-hmm.
very French.
Yeah.
It's so French. I was like, this is awesome. This is like turning French into a campaign setting, Not France, but French itself.
French.
Yeah, as a
It's
culture.
Claire Obscure
That's what it
Expedition
is.
33.
That's what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I wonder
yeah.
if that's going to be like a new series, Claire Obscure.
Hey,
Um,
potentially,
yeah. So
hopefully.
that's cool. That's rad. Um, yeah. And then I don't know, you just text me today that Life is Strange has got greenlit for a series on Amazon, which they've
Yeah,
been they've been trying to do that forever.
yeah.
And I don't know, it just keeps popping back into my life recently. I'm just like streamers I follow or whatever, they're playing it for the first time. Like
Oh wow.
I don't know why now,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. It's also weird because you can't really use the music when you stream because you'll get
Oh,
copyright
yeah.
claimed. And like Life is Strange is one of those games that has a lot of music, but it's one of those
Hmm.
stories where it's like the music plays a role. Like you
Yeah.
so basically the concept of Life is Strange is you play Max, a teenage girl who is moving back home, Arcadia Bay, to
Hmm.
finish high school. And just the it's so weird because just being a teenage girl in this world, that's a big part of the game, even though it's written by a bunch of middle-aged like Swedish guys. So the dialogue is a
There's
little,
no truer experience.
yeah, the dialogue's a little, this word wasn't even around back then, but now we could say that the dialogue is a little cringe, you know?
Yeah.
But no, it's a great game. So basically you play Max, she goes back to Arcadia Bay, goes to finish high school in this photography program, and she realizes she has the power to turn back time. Not time travel. You just turn it back a little bit.
Ooh.
And the things that like start happening really gets crazy because it kind of starts off, it feels like a YA.
Yeah.
She's reuniting with her old friends, her old best friend who they don't really talk to anymore, and it's like this will they won't they kind of very
Mm.
YA.
Hmm.
Probably one of the best couple slash non-couples like in fiction, Max and Chloe.
Mm. Okay,
Uh,
okay.
but as it goes on, it becomes heavily like Twin Peaks inspired, and it starts getting strange, like
Okay.
in a dark way. And
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a very heavy game, and I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't know if you could make Life is Strange today,
As a
because
game.
yeah, because
Mm.
you have different. Of course, you have the sequels and stuff, but I feel like the first one was such like so fresh and also so dark, and it's like wow, I don't. It's kind of like conflicting genres almost,
Mm.
you know,
Okay.
and yeah. So I don't know, but at the same time, I'm not really into the whole YA thing. So I don't, and I know YA gets pretty out there,
Yeah.
so they can get away with a lot of stuff
Hmm.
because it's
Hmm.
such a popular genre. Um, But yeah, anyway, so it's the whole high school experience and growing up and the growing pains of life, and the music plays such a pivotal role in the story, and for just the overall vibes. And so it's just really weird to watch people streaming it with no music. And like, dude, like, I'm sorry, but like it defeats the point.
Yeah.
Like it's like watching Dune without the score. It's
Yeah.
just an okay movie. To me, the
Yeah.
score makes that movie what it is, and I'm like, there's a lot of good things about Dune, but also it's not really my thing, So Hans
For
Zimmer's the
sure.
one that like seals the deal,
Yeah.
and he should have got the Oscar for the
He should
second
have got
one.
the
But
Oscar,
what do
at
I
least
know?
nominated.
Yeah, what do I know?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So I'm looking forward to this series. They've been trying to get like a TV show for a long time.
Hmm.
Um, I'm really curious. Like, I don't know what's the take? Like what's their spin?
I don't know. I don't think they've announced anything. Like I think they have a showrunner who did that Netflix series. It's the end of the effing world. Uh
Oh, interesting. Who's in that
yeah.
one?
Yeah. Sophia Lillis.
Oh, the one that got canceled after one season?
Well, I think it was only one season.
No, it got canceled.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
there's a lot of heartbroken people about it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know that.
Charlie
Well,
Covell, yeah, so he was the executive producer.
mm,
But Square Enix, interested. Okay. S-
yeah.
Story Kitchen and Lucky Chap, don't know what those are. Okay, so yeah, it does look like it's going to be Max and story and Chloe's like story.
Mm.
Um,
That's interesting. And it's always interesting when there's like, because it it's one of those games where you choose like your own path, and the
right.
decisions you make affect the story. So I really wonder how that aspect of it is going to play into the show.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you need to just as a creative person, you need to remember your medium, you know.
Hmm.
We've talked about it before how the creators of Saga have always been against like a film or TV adaptation of it because they're like,
Yeah.
no, this belongs in print on a page.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of things that can translate to screen. There's other things that doesn't, but they're still able to, you know. A big example is like House of Leaves. I don't
Hmm.
know if you could, but you would have to do it really different.
Yeah.
And I remember Mark Daniel Lewinsky,
Lusky.
Daniel Lusky,
Hmm.
he posted his pilot pitch
Hmm.
for House of Leaves, and it was really cool because it was kind of like a documentary.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like there's no way you can adapt a book otherwise, you know?
Hmm.
So automatically, just the premise alone, you're changing the book,
Hmm.
but there's no other way to adapt it. Like, in my opinion, like it has to be a quote unquote documentary.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so in the case of Life is Strange, it's interesting because it's also just one story. Each game is different. Actually, each game has a whole set of new characters. So
Mm.
it's kind of like, okay, is that the route you're going? Like this is an anthology? Because that could be interesting. Because the first red flag I see right now is like, okay, it's the
Hmm.
concept of Max and Chloe.
Yeah.
Hugely popular couple slash non-couple in the LGBTQ plus and straight community as well, because I'm throwing
Yeah.
myself in there. Uh, but again, it's one of those ones where like I think for me, even though this is probably contradicting a whole majority of fans, I think the fact that like we never actually uh it's never actually stated,
Mhm.
to me that's kind of why I like that couple
Okay.
because it adds to the tragedy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But also there's a whole group of people who are extremely represented and they're like, no, but we want to see this. And I'm like, I get that too, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then that comes down to personal preference, which also comes down to it being a game where you're able to choose,
Hmm.
okay, is this a relationship we keep? Is this one we break? And it's like you could do that in a video game. You can't do that with a TV show.
Yeah, yeah.
So the comic books, which I've only read a few of them, they kind of get crazy because it really delves into like parallels,
Hmm.
like sliding doors, like, well, what would have happened if I would have made this choice? You
Hmm.
know? And since it's such like I call it like soft sci-fi
Yeah.
because like you don't really think it's a sci-fi story other than like, oh, she could kind of rewind time. That's quaint. And then it just gets crazier and crazier. But yeah, then it's full blown sci-fi. So it's like, okay, so at some point, if you want this to be a series, are you down for that? Are you down from taking this, the concept of Life is Strange, and then really going hardcore sci-fi?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's I don't know. I'm really curious about it. I wish I was the one making it. Now that I think about it. So, hmm.
I don't know. Well, we're just gonna have to find
You
out for ourselves.
you know who they should have got to showrun?
Who?
The couple who showrun Dark.
There you go. I was gonna say, yeah. It's not exactly a one to one, but hey, like
Look,
that's
it was a video game about teenage girls written by middle-aged Swedish guys.
mm-hmm.
So we'll get this middle-aged German couple who just thrives in the darkness, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll adapt it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and they haven't said what, they haven't announced it, but they've kind of let slip that they're going to work on the It TV show season
Oh, really?
2. Yeah,
Season two.
season 2.
It's already
That's
greenlit for season two?
I think
Man,
so. Yeah, because I
that's
remember
wild.
when they were showing the trailers and stuff, they were saying like how excited they are to be on that team,
Mm-hmm.
but like their names aren't anywhere on it. So everyone's assuming they're going to be in season 2 or like directing or something.
Interesting. Okay.
The- I mean,
I
I'm not
had
watching it.
I had no interest in it, and
Yeah,
now my interest is peaked.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of video game adaptations, what other news did we find out, Sam?
We found out that Sophie Turner has been cast as the titular Tomb Raider herself, Laura Croft.
Yeah, huh? My homegirl's coming back.
Uh-huh.
LC, not Conrad,
LC.
Laura Croft. Yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's exciting. Show run by Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Hmm.
Um, I like it. Sounds cool. It's interesting because she was saying that she went from writing for Bond
Hmm.
to acting in indie, and it
Hmm.
feels like she was being primed for action.
Yeah.
And she was show running Mr. and Mrs. Smith with what's his name?
Oh, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover
Yeah.
until she left due to creative differences. And I'm like,
Mm.
that's interesting because that shows a very kind of more grounded, gritty kind of violent
Yeah,
show. And I think where her head is at right now is definitely the Bond indie kind of swashbuckler adventure, which is perfect for
definitely.
Tomb Raider. And us, like let's work together, let's make something. I was like,
Yeah,
man, I'm like
yeah.
that's so exciting. Um, and I like Sophie Turner. I want to see what she can do
Hmm.
um, acting wise, because outside of Game of Thrones, I haven't really seen her in anything.
Yeah.
But it's already been a couple years. She's had a couple of kids, so talk about
True.
life experience.
Hmm. Hmm.
Divorced from a Jonas brother, so life experience.
Yeah.
And she's got a great six pack. So there you go.
Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know that, but okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't follow her on Instagram, but one of the Instagram like news sites. I don't know if that's what you want to call it. It's like
Uh-huh.
Sophie Turner cast as Tomb Raider, and she's like in the pool in her bathing suit with just washboard abs, man.
Oh, wow.
That's it for as far as fun, cool news. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, well, this isn't necessarily fun, but I just wanted to rant
Uh-oh.
because so the reviews are coming in for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh uh Pretty interesting. A lot of positives. But one of the ones that was making the rounds was a particularly negative review.
Hmm.
It was for I don't remember the writer's name, but it was for a publication called The Independent, and he was upset that the creature, despite being very, garish and monstrous looking, was portrayed as a more sympathetic James Dean type lead and sympathetic hero and not a monster.
It's
To
it
which the whole of the internet was just like, so like the story of Frankenstein.
right. I'm curious though, like what does he mean by like a James Dean style character? Like what
I think
he's
just,
cool?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Does he
I'm
drive fast
hoping.
cars? Like, I don't
I'm
know.
hoping. Let's go. Uh but no, like essentially, going deeper into the article, also saying that uh, that means that like Oscar Isaac, his Victor, has to, has to carry the weight of being a villain,
Hmm.
and they were just kind of like railing against that. You know, also said that more people prefer the Universal adaptations.
Sure.
Like more people prefer the Universal adaptation of the creature and the story, and I'm like, I don't know that that's true, but also it just feels like it just felt like this guy was didn't really like the movie, and then started finding the talking points to take it down a peg.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, like I don't know, like it was just very weird. It's like, look, like this is a adaptation of a romantic era novel, and yeah, it's gonna have a sense of romanticism to it. Your villains and heroes are not always going to be clear and black and white. um but yeah, like I don't know, like it was just very strange to like read this thing, and that was the takeaway that this author had, that like he was upset that the monster is not the villain of the story.
Well, like, who's this guy though? What else has he written?
Yeah,
He's probably
that
one of those guys who are like, oh, they made Frankenstein woke,
potentially, yeah.
which that's conversation has already been had. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
it pisses me off, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. So,
Yeah, I guess I'm not necessarily surprised either. I am, I'll admit I am biased because, Del Toro is probably my favorite filmmaker. Uh
hmm,
and yeah, I was so excited when I found out this was his next movie,
hmm,
but I also, can't help but feel like, like not necessarily that it is targeted,
hmm,
like a targeted hate. Uh, but I don't know. I feel like when it comes to Del Toro, a lot of people like will kind of immediately buck at whatever whatever he's making.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember just when like Shape of Water was coming out, everybody was just ragging on that movie purely based on premise alone, and then
hmm,
even more so when the trailer came out, you
yeah,
know. And yeah, and then it was nothing but joke reviews and all of these things, and yeah, I don't know, like it's just weird, and it's a trend that I've seen particularly with him and his movies.
yeah. It's because he's Mexican,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also just people want to see the ones on top fall, fail, and it's just like
Yeah.
because they're jealous. The films are doing their job and they're questioning your grasp of reality,
Hmm.
questioning your little world.
Hmm.
Speaking of novel
Grips?
adaptations
Oh.
starring Jacob Elordi, let's talk
Oh.
about that Wuthering Heights trailer.
Oh. I it's it's goofy.
Yeah, we were
It's
texting about it last night, and I was very quiet. Like, I kind of dug it though.
Here's the thing. I kind of dig it too.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't like I what was the thing I sent? I said it was like I texted you something like this is the consequences for all the like the dark romance that TikTok is pushing, Um, cause like yeah, like that's kind of what it feels. It's like we are marketing this romantic era classic to the TikTok girlies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, it's probably going to get the job. The fact that it's coming out on Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
and the fact
Hmm.
that we're making it modern and we're making it cool. Charlie XCX is doing all the original songs. I'm like, that's a. I mean, I'm never gonna say no to more
Right.
Charlie XCX.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, but it just feels like the wrong project for that.
Sure, but at the same time, I'm like, this story has been done so many freaking times. I'm like, another
Yeah,
one?
true,
So at least this one's gonna have its own unique style. Who
fair,
knows?
yeah.
Maybe this is gonna be like Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet. Like, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Uh,
And I mean, like, uh, that was definitely like that was our Romeo and Juliet. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, as much as you can love or hate the other ones, it's just like that one was ours. And even then, in the plethora of Romeo and Juliet history
Hmm.
and the history of its different projects, that one stands out very unique, for better or worse. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I want more things like that, I want people to take swings.
Yeah.
So they did one Wuthering Heights, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago with Kaya Scodelario was the main lead.
Hmm.
And I never watched it just because I've never really been interested in it. But
Okay.
I saw a couple clips and just like the overall mood and vibes, I'm like, oh, I like this. It just feels very gothic, I was like,
Yeah.
interesting. But this just looks like insane. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I was watching it, I instantly knew it was from the director of
Saltburn.
Saltburn. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this is the same person. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the whole time I was laughing because I was thinking of the SNL romance bookshop sketch with Aidy
Yeah.
Bryant and John Cena.
I'm a caveman with a big gun, and I'm a horny ghost with a massive knockers.
What's he say about his hands? My massive sausage hands.
My massive meat
Meat,
hands
meat hands.
that are only made for dirt. I'm like, yeah, no, yeah,
Oh
that
man.
tracks.
And they're like, nope, she doesn't even work here. She actually pays us to be here.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, he doesn't work here. She pays
oh,
him
she
to
pays
work for
him.
her.
Yeah. I would watch a movie of that for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then
Oh,
Keenan Thompson joins them at the end.
yeah.
I ride on a majestic horse in my leather chaps. I'm like, no, you cut it off. I want more.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'll tell you about it when probably I eventually go around Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Man, I'm gonna have to find a date to take by Valentine. By Valentine's Day? You know how close that is, Sam?
You got time.
That's like a little over half a year.
Yeah.
Oh, the pressure is on, my friend. So
Start looking.
I know. Wow. Uh, great episode, guys. It's good to be back. Um, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good to be back talking about Andor, season 2, episode 4. Ever been to Gorman?
So now I can officially say, okay, I can make a distinction between Gorman and the Chandrillans. I'm like, okay, they're all white
Okay.
people. I don't know.
Okay. Hey,
Uh,
hey, you're not wrong. Yeah.
but I really, really dug this episode. I think as far as like first episodes in the story arcs that the way Andor structures its show, this was probably the best, like part one, you
Hmm.
know? I kind of wish they did the time jumps throughout season one. Like, and
Mm.
realistically, you don't really need to have it all take place in that one year, you know?
Yeah.
And there was some time jumps like in the prison stuff, but like I like how this was like brand new, you know? It you do run the risk of like having to repeat yourself and stuff because essentially
Hmm.
we're meeting Cyril again for the again. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is a new situation for himself, and it's introducing his world. And but now we're comparing it to how like he just seems so much better off here than he has before, even
Yeah.
in the past three episodes, with Deidre. And the whole time, like I knew, I'm like, he's undercover, right? Like he didn't actually leave her because that would have been really weird. Like, oh, we broke up between episodes,
Yeah.
which they kind of allude to that, but the way they did it, I think it was in a way where like you're not really supposed to believe that's what happened, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So when he does call her, it's like, yeah, I knew it. He was a spy.
yeah.
So, but now I'm kind of wondering, are we gonna get my story, my Sarge story, where you have
Mm,
the Empire guy actually being tempted by the rebellion?
yeah,
Or maybe he does go full rebel, or maybe it's just him being tempted. Like, I'm really curious because so far we haven't seen anything like that.
yeah.
But he's talking. I like where you see him walking to work, and like the narration you hear, he's talking on the phone with his mom,
Hmm.
and I like the way he's talking about the people, the Gormans, and the culture and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, is this all is this all the act, or
Hmm.
is this stuff that like he's actually believing? Like I'm really curious. And after his final scene with the I don't know what you want to call them, concerned citizens,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
which actually kind of holds him to what's the word? How do you describe it? Like it almost seems like okay, there's no BS here. We
Yeah.
know that you're reporting back.
Yeah, yeah.
So why don't you report back this and we can work together, And I'm like, that's very interesting.
Hmm.
I'm like, because it would have been too easy just be like, hey, welcome to the rebellion, man. Come on it. It's like,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
was worried that was going to happen. I'm like, okay, this is the last season. We only have X amount of episodes left. This is probably going to wrap up in 3 episodes. How quickly are we supposed to believe this happens? But like, oh, okay. They kind of cut a lot of the fat off of that, undercover going into the resistance kind of stories that we've seen before.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, that's Paul Walker's character. Like
Yes.
like Point Break. Like they cut through all that. It's like, we've done that before. Let's just get to the brass tacks.
Hmm.
And I really like that. And I think Cyril's kind of caught off guard by it too, because like even that conversation, you kind of see him like not step back,
Yeah.
but like he's caught off guard. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like the ruse isn't working with these people. Now, granted, who
Well,
knows? It's like it is, but but
it's like the ruse is working, but I think in his mind he was probably thinking it was going to take longer. Like he was going to have to like gain more trust or establish more of a link,
yeah,
whereas they're just like, this is our guy. Let's bring him in. And
yeah,
he's immediately like, "Oh, okay." Like they
yeah,
really didn't make it, they're really, not, what is it? Is it nonchalant? Yeah, it's very nonchalant when you've got like three people at this big
yeah,
meeting kind of like cornering you and being like, "Hey, how's it going? I think I want to introduce you to my dad." Like,
yeah,
"Oh, okay. This is the first time I've been here."
yeah. But again, at the same time, it's he's ISB and he's not pretending that he's not. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like it's Point Break and Fast and Furious if they knew they were cops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I think it's different because it's like the ruse that's working isn't the one he thought was. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
like I kind of feel like he felt like he was a spy going in and undercover. It's like, no, we know who you are. Now, they don't know exactly who he is and how deep he's in,
Hmm.
because it's like at this point, what's the difference between ISB and the Empire? There really isn't, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's kind of what caught Cyril off guard. It's like, okay, they don't think he's Empire because he wouldn't be there, but they know he's not just some low level desk guy. Also, because they've been listening in on conversations, which that too has been kind of fabricated,
Yeah.
because we see
Yeah.
them listening and they're like, oh, he has doubts, blah, blah, blah. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So it's like, oh, okay. So it's like, yeah, if when you report back, or if you were to make a report,
Hmm.
just let it be known that we're willing to work and cooperate and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So yeah, I don't know. Fascinating. I'm kind of curious where
Fascinating.
this is gonna go.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like his story arc to shine. Like, okay, like is there
Hmm.
still hope to save this guy's soul or not?
Yeah, yeah. It's sort of like this is the true test,
Yeah,
of your character.
yeah,
And are you going to rise above it, or
yeah,
are you going to fall in line,
yeah,
be the imperial scum?
yeah. Also, I love all the spy stuff. I love how he puts a little string on his door. I was like, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love seeing that stuff in the movies. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
The fact that he like, like they take the time to show us that he's clocking when people are looking at him,
Yeah.
and he's, like a very observant because like this guy is very like, we've seen him as this very like type A kind of guy, like everything has to be neat and tidy, uh but also like he's meticulous when it comes to his work. We saw that season 1 where he's like
Hmm.
he's not a detective. He's a rent-a-cop, but he's acting like a detective. He's doing all this stuff. And here it's like you're not really spy. You're not really ISB,
Hmm.
but you're playing the part. You're playing that like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm important. I am the spy, kind of thing. It's also a very interesting thing because it's like uh, you know, he's he's season 1 Andor. He's a spy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's fully like put himself into that role, and I wonder if he sees the irony in that. It's like you're
Yeah.
essentially doing what Andor did.
Hmm.
So, you
Yeah.
know,
And now that Andor's heading that way, that's going to be interesting.
yeah.
Because I've always thought, like, I don't know, how cool would it be if both these guys were side by side, like in the rebellion?
Mm,
What if Cyril's still bad though? Like, I don't know, but
I mean, that would be crazy.
because does Andor know what he looks like? Because he never showed
No?
himself, so he's all only sees the back of Cyril's head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Unless he caught a glimpse of him when he was like tying him up because
Yeah.
like they tied him up in that episode, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
Wow. I don't know, dude. That's crazy. Um,
Yeah.
I love how again, how French this was. Like this is the
Yeah.
French resistance, man. If you look at like the style, I love the Gorman style. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I guess I could see because they were talking about how like they always feel better than other people, kind of like this superior, you
Hmm.
know. That's what they were talking about in like that boardroom in episode 1. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I kind of got that vibe more with the Chandrillans because it's very flowy, lots of
Hmm.
accessories, very colorful. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, these are like the elves of Rivendell or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah.
These guys they just look space French.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like
They're European, that's
very
kind of
very
all it is.
cold
Yeah.
colors, very muted browns and blues and grays.
Hmm.
Um,
But like working class, or
yeah,
at least like a
yeah,
very close relation between like the upper crust and the working class,
right.
because it's like everybody's proud of the work that they do. Even the waiters, like they have like very pristine suits. That like big kind of like bulky guy who's talking at the meeting, like he's you can tell that he's some kind of farmer
Yeah.
or mason or something, but even his clothes, it's like that they're not ratty.
Right,
They're
right.
very well taken care of, so
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, like these people they work for a living, and
yeah,
they like to be refined. Like,
yeah.
um I did read, as a little bit of trivia. um they based the language that they used for Gorman. They based it off of French, but there is no like French words in it. They just took
Hmm.
the idea of what it was and said, like, yeah, like we want to try
Yeah,
and like make it sound like this. And then the all of the actors are either French or German, and they just decided to use their own accents when
yeah,
speaking the language. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And we talked about it a couple episodes ago when we were talking about um the French resistance. They were pivotal in winning World War II.
Hmm.
Also the mafia. I don't French mafia? I guess I don't know. Just the mafia during World War II. They played a big role in the victory against the Axis, and so it wasn't surprising to me to see this show that's unfortunately taken so much from history as its influence, you know. So
Hmm.
it didn't really surprise me to see like this very like French inspired resistance. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
interesting. Uh the only thing it was missing was the little beret, you know, and like that would have been a little too much. But yeah, like I don't know. I absolutely love it. I love the architecture, and there's a video on YouTube from I believe it's Morphologist. He does a lot of Starship videos and architecture stuff. I think he's an architect, and he has a video about Andor, and it's called "Why Gorman Architecture is a Rebellion Against the Empire." I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, I
interesting.
haven't watched it because I knew it was about season 2 of Andor." So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just waiting to finish. So just 8 more weeks, and I'll be able to watch that video. So, and he posted it when the show was on, you know, originally started or season 2
Hmm.
started.
You'll
Um,
get there.
and I really like him. Like he's an architect and he talks about the architecture in video games and stuff. So, and like the architecture of the Enterprise, you know, like I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I'm curious to see this. Like, what does that mean? Gorman architecture is resistance against the
Hmm.
Empire. I'm like, that's cool because the Empire is very stuffy, very closed. And if you look at Gorman, I love how bright it is, how gold it is, how open
Yeah.
aired it is. You know, I'm like, wow. Even like the Cyril's office, it's very lots of browns and like that. The computers were like this cool jade green. I was like, or like an emerald green, very Oz, very Wizard of Oz. You know, I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool. So I'm sorry, very wicked.
No, Wizard of Oz.
I saw there's a clip of Eminem on the red carpet somewhere
Hmm.
and they're taking this picture and someone shuts it. Oh, look, it's that guy from Fortnite. And he just starts laughing. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, yeah. So I can't believe they gave James Gunn permission to use the Fortnite original character Superman in his movie.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Hey, they made a Superman from Fortnite movie. So yeah. So yeah, I dug this episode.
Hmm.
What else happened? The Cassian and Bix stuff was great. You know, it would have been nice if this had been more seasons. We probably would have seen them like fall in love again.
Hmm.
You know, because that's something I was kind of questioning it through this whole thing. Like, are they actually like in love? Because we knew there was a history there.
Hmm.
But now, like after all they've been through, are they in love, or is it just because like they're working together, they're partners now? You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
is it the what's it called? Crap, Sandra Bullock talks about it in the first Speed. You know, relationships
Oh
that
yeah.
start
Yeah.
like in strenuous situations never last.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she brings it up in Speed too as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Like my whole read on it is that like, I think there's always been love there,
yeah,
like they never put a label on it in season one, but it is kind of this thing where it's like, come on, like
yeah,
why would Cassian go to all this trouble like for,
yeah.
just like true, not to knock like interpersonal relationships or friendships, to say like, hey, like if Bix is his best friend, like yeah, I'd do all that for my best
Yeah.
friend, but yeah, like there's a love there, and I think the things that Cassian continues to do is what defines that love,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I think I don't remember if Tony Gilroy like mentioned it or not, but I think like he just kind of like put it down here. I don't even if they are actually technically married, but
Mm.
Bix keeps referring to Cassian as her husband,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? And like, sure, that could just be a cover,
Yeah.
but especially with these two characters, it's like I feel like it's more than that. And especially by the end of this episode, I think
Mm.
we get kind of a confirmation where they are, you know, after having, this very kind of like stressful time together, Cass has to go away again, and like they have this sort of like it's this very intimate sort of ritual with each other,
I
that
like
I'm
that. I really like
yeah,
that. It was very sensual, but at the same time just cute.
yeah.
Like they really balanced that very well. And I'm like, that's cool,
Hmm.
who knows the meaning of that? Like I who knows? But I loved it.
Yeah.
I just loved it. Um I one of I still think you got to watch Black Sails. I love that show.
Mm,
One of my favorite couples of all time is Anne Bonny and Jack Rackham.
mm,
And it's such a unique relationship because they obviously love each other and they got their backs, each other's backs no matter what. And they both know that like we're gonna die together. That's
mm,
we're partners in this. We're soulmates. But they're never going to get married. They're not
yeah.
going to have children. They're not going to have that house and that life. And Anne Bonny even says, she says, I can't be your wife. That's not who I am. So it's definitely like, okay, it's this really cool, strong relationship that even when it's tested, it's like, hold up. Like, you don't know these two. You don't know
Mm,
how strong that bond is. And I'm like, wow, that kind of reminds me of Cassian and Bix here. And it's like, okay, interesting. Like now, realistically speaking, yeah, you don't have to get married, to have that love or anything. It's just more traditionally in storytelling,
yeah.
that's the way it is. Um, and yeah, I would have liked to see that bonding
Me
because
too.
most of the show, those two characters are split up.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the most those two characters have been together in any episode of this show.
Hmm.
Like each of their every scene that they are in this episode, they're together.
Hmm.
And that's like the first three episodes. They're kind of go in and out. They might have one or two scenes together. That's it. And then
Yeah.
for the
But
rest
they're
of the
very
series,
quick. They're very brief. Like
yeah,
Cass comes in and then he leaves.
yeah. I mean, like that first scene with them where he's talking about the whatever MacGuffin that starts the whole show.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's probably their longest scene together.
Yeah.
And that one and then the one kind of where she says, hey, you got to go, a couple episodes later when he goes
Yeah.
back. you know but for most of the show they've been split, so it is kind of jarring, and like I am questioning it. Like
Mm,
I don't doubt that the love is real, but it's like for real, like are they really married? Like I don't know. And I
yeah.
think I think splitting them up, I think we'll see that. We'll start to see like what's real and what isn't.
Mm,
Although I don't know, is Bix doing drugs?
that's what it looks like.
Did he give her that though? Like he gives her something at the store. Look like
Yeah.
chapstick.
Yeah. It looks like chapstick though.
Yeah,
Like,
so that wasn't
yeah.
that, right? At the
No, no,
end?
no, no, no. Because like the thing that Cass gives her, like, yeah, like it's the same sort of like tube shape,
Yeah.
but it's very like white green kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this, like the thing she has is like silver,
Oh, okay.
and she has to unscrew it, and there's
Yeah.
like the blue drops, and you're like, oh, okay,
Wow. We'll
yeah.
see. Um, the scene before they go grocery shopping,
Hmm.
which that was a cool, nice little moment. I like that.
Yeah.
And here we go. Everything's coming back around. This very Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where you're kind of grounding the spy life,
Hmm.
And like, yeah, like she's like, the mission is to get groceries. And I was like,
Hmm.
yeah. I was like, that's really interesting because in that line of work, a spy or a rebel resistance,
Hmm.
a rebellion, you gotta be paranoid just to stay alive.
Yeah.
So, but before that starts, and they're just walking. What planet are they on? Do they say?
They're on Coruscant.
They're on Coruscant, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I kind of just assumed, but they're like outskirts Coruscant, I guess.
Coruscant's so big,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's weird because it's gray. It's not
Yeah.
dark and black, but it's not bright like the Coruscant we're used to. So it's very gray. So I'm like, all right,
Hmm. Hmm.
which is nice because we've seen that in Serial Story, the bright and the
Yeah.
dark. So like they're just hiding in the middle. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I think Cassian even says it like a little later on. It's like that, like this is the perfect kind of hiding spot, you know?
yeah, he says like the craziness of the city is a
Yeah.
perfect hiding
Mhm.
spot.
Yeah.
Um, I like how Blade Runner that apartment looks like.
Yeah.
You know, that's the first thing I thought of. Like that's cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
Like the windows, the
Um,
wall design, like yeah, very Blade
yeah,
Runner.
and so like they're working. Bix is working with Luthen now. So is the kid. It seems like.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I see, and again, I wish we could have seen the kid or the young guy that Cassian shoots. Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird that we have to get it exposition. I understand telling exposition through the story, you know, because
Mhm.
for whatever reason you don't want to include that scene. It's just always weird. You got to do it right. It just sucks because it's like, okay, they didn't have the time to go show that to do that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So especially because it does sound a little cold-blooded from Cassian,
Hmm.
um, which we've kind of got hints at here and there. But we don't yet see him as the cold-blooded Cassian from Rogue One yet. So it's
Mm,
just like
yeah. Yeah.
another step down the path. It would have been if this was a full season or this storyline was a season, like we probably would have seen that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I dig it, man. I love it. This actress is awesome. She's doing amazing things. I think
Hmm.
she'll probably oh man.
What?
Yeah, I'll give her MVP for this
Ooh,
episode.
nice. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And the kid, that was cool. He's making bombs for Saul now.
Hmm.
Uh for
Well,
the
no, he's
Force.
not. He's not making bombs. He's making a device that takes
Oh,
like fuel,
yeah, yeah,
but it's
yeah.
such a precarious process that it could explode, you know,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like you could burn up on the inside, you burn up on the outside, or just blow up, you
Yeah.
know?
And
Yeah.
it seems like he's stuck there for the foreseeable future. So
Man,
the guy
yeah.
he's gonna train, that's not the guy from like the rebels in the
It
beginning,
kind of
right?
looked like it,
It
right?
kind of looks like it.
But
I
no,
don't think it
because
is.
remember those two guys got eaten up like
Right?
real
Okay, that's
fast.
what I thought.
Yeah.
No, I think this guy I've seen him before. I think he was on one of the Yellowstone prequels.
Mm,
Um, but because his face popped up and he looked familiar, so I was like, huh, okay.
yeah.
Um, what else?
Oh, and then I think like like the very last bit of it is just Mon's just trying to get votes. You
Yeah,
know, she's
yeah,
trying to get votes, and unfortunately, she don't have the votes.
yeah. And it was like we didn't really need to see that, but it did tie in with the Gorman stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I was
I
like, okay,
yeah, it's like it's weird because I feel like it's hard to say like how important it is or not, you know.
that's a good point.
But it is kind of this thing where it's like your storyline is compact, you know, what it's sort of like what within these three episodes are going to be important,
Yeah.
and what it looks like here is like Mon is really trying to be the senator, trying to stop this act, really try and halt the empire, halt the emperor, all this stuff.
Hmm.
And we're just seeing how well the political thought machine is working.
Yeah.
All of these other senators, they're all bought in that Gorman is bad news. Even the
Yeah.
Gorman senator is like, I can't help but feel, that I have to agree, that I have to
Hmm.
side with the empire. We have to keep in line, and it's like that
Hmm.
sucks. Um, so yeah, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I brought this up earlier when we were talking about Gorman and like how we don't really know a lot about the Star Wars EU except certain stuff. They
Hmm.
mentioned a massacre,
The Tarkin massacre.
the Tarkin massacre.
Hmm.
I'm Do you know what that was?
Yeah, yeah. I have notes on it too.
Okay, because I think that's what I know of. And I wasn't gonna say anything because I wasn't sure. Like I don't know if they're gonna save this for later in the show, if they're gonna change it to be the Rogue One guy who does it. But that's why I wasn't gonna bring it up. But
Yeah.
so I'll let you talk about what the Tarkin massacre was.
So yeah. So there are a couple of differences. It looks like in in Legends, and now it seems that it it's weird because it's like both of these events or this event happens in both Legends and canon now canonically. There's a couple of differences. In Legends, it's uh the Tarkin we know from the movies. It's like his like ancestor, grandfather or something. He is trying to quail protestation on Gorman,
Hmm.
and he orders his ship to land on the protesters because that's like their whole thing. Like, we're not going to let the Imperials land, and the Emperor straight up tells him to land your ship, and he does, and he kills about 1,000 Gormans.
Hmm.
Um, Here in this canon, that it feels like that same event happened, but they lessened the number to 500.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, it's essentially the same thing. It's just these Gorman protesters
Hmm.
trying to halt the Empire's reach, and General Tarkin just straight up murders a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Tarkin massacre I had heard about.
Hmm.
Uh I wasn't sure if like that was going to show up later in the show or not. Okay, so how did you finish like this arc, this three?
I I don't know how much of a spoiler this is. I finished these 3 episodes.
But you didn't finish this arc? Oh
Who's
no.
to say?
Yeah.
Who's to
Brace
say?
yourselves. Okay.
But
Okay.
it's one of it's one of those things where it's like, you know, and very strange too. But I feel like we kind of got that in season 1 too, where
Yeah.
it's like we had an episode that was sort of like, oh, we're kind of like in transition, and then we got the
Yeah.
prison episodes, which were only like 2 episodes, technically 3 if you count them escaping, like Cassian and
Mm,
Melshi, like
yeah.
on the run. Like technically
Oh,
you could count that part of the prison break, but like I didn't, you
yeah.
know. So like so yeah, like it for me, not to give away too many spoilers, but like it kind of has the similar effect of like we do technically have a story here that may or may not just be contained within the 3 episodes, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
So
I yeah, I'm just gonna stop asking about it just because uh we haven't seen any Gormans get massacred or get smushed by a spaceship.
yeah,
So but I feel like we're gonna get something bad, like something bad is coming.
yeah,
And I don't know. I mean, who knows? It could turn out to be Chandrilla, but like they're really setting it up to be on Gorman. So like that's why I was kind of asking him, like, okay, so are you telling me that they're not gonna land a ship on Gorman's later in the show?
well,
Um,
because in Legends this happened like 18
well, yeah,
BBY.
that's what I'm saying, but like that's not canon anymore. So that's why I was curious, like, are they changing
Oh,
it?
I
Like,
see.
is it gonna be Krennic who does it? You know, because as
Mm,
soon as they announced him and they talk about Gormans, I'm like, that would be the way to do it. You
yeah,
know, make Krennic do it. So I was just curious. So either way, I think something I I hate to say it, but I think something really dark is coming to this show.
yeah.
And I don't know. They're really setting it up to be the Gormans.
Hmm.
Um,
Especially too, like you have this very, like especially within the show, we've seen what a rebel insurgency looks like. We've seen how
yeah,
that's come together,
yeah,
all of that stuff. So it's like kind of feels like we're like at least in this episode, we're playing into the same beats. So
yeah.
much so that we don't have to spend so much time on setting up those beats. And just from an audience perspective, it's like there's there's too many things that are going right, for
Hmm.
something to not go wrong.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, because back when I was still thinking the Chandrillans and Gorman were the same people, I was thinking, man, this is gonna suck because like probably Mon's family is going to get smushed by a ship, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like as much as I have issues with them because they're just all billionaires,
Mm,
they're not other outside of Mon, there isn't really any characters that are well, I guess you could talk about like Vel, you know. But like
hmm.
most of that world is just very elitist and I don't know what other word I'm looking for.
Oh, they're just very rich, you
Yeah, they're
know?
just very rich. You don't really get a good
Hmm.
quality the, a good quality person there. You know, when your main characters are like Perrin, you know, and then we
Hmm.
have the heel turn for what's his name? I already forgot his name. Um
Oh, yeah, Tay.
Tay, yeah, you
Yeah.
know, and then the gangster guy, you know, I'm just like, and then the kids who are just down for you know
Nationalism,
nationalism and
yeah.
child marriage again. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
wow, this is but despite all of that, I was like, man, it kind of sucks because I still I've grown fond of these characters, you know, and
Yeah.
they're all good, well written characters. They're not really one note. So I was like, man, this is really gonna suck to see them all get wiped out and have Mon go full rebel. Because
Yeah.
that has to happen by the end of the series. You know,
Hmm.
she has to start leading this thing.
Hmm.
Uh I don't know. Does Luthen die? Like, I don't know how that happens. You know, I don't know what has to happen to get her to that point.
Yeah.
But now that I realize, oh wait, these are two completely different people, races of people.
Hmm.
Uh, Now I'm like, okay, well, how's this going to? I mean, it's not the show's fault that I was dumb and not paying attention, you know. But now I'm like, okay, I don't have that same concern because I don't know anyone. Like, there's these new resistance people. I'm like, okay, but I don't really care about any of them yet.
Mm.
You know, so like, are we gonna build up more of these Gorman characters so when something bad happens, like I actually feel like bad? Um, they
This
kind
is
of did
it.
that with in season one. You know, they had characters return just enough, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna kill them at the end of the season. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm kind of curious now, like, how are they gonna do this Gorman stuff? I don't know. Is Cyril going to actually find a girl who cares for him and who loves him for the very first time? Because I don't know. I think I don't like to assume, but I just feel like Deidre's a very controlling partner.
True.
But Cyril's all about
Cyril
control, and I think
seems
he's into
into that.
that. I think
Yeah.
he wants that structure. He wants to be told what to do.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, man,
Especially,
he need.
especially too. Come on, like this was Deidre's idea. Deidre's
Oh yeah,
idea
for
was to
sure.
send Cyril for sure, 100%. And
Yeah,
yeah. And of course, he's going to jump at the chance, one, to
yeah,
make her happy, and
yeah.
two, serve the empire. This is
Yeah,
how I can serve
and
my empire.
and I
Hell
liked
yeah.
the conversation they had. It was all super quick. There was no, "Hey, I missed you," you know, nothing like that. I'm just like,
The
man.
polar opposite of Bix and Cassian, where it's just
Oh
like down to
yeah,
business,
yeah,
like here are the facts. That I'm in, blah blah blah. Do you want to take this to Partagas? And she's like,
yeah,
no, I
yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. He's gotta meet one art student, and his life is over.
One blue-haired liberal with
Dude,
pronouns in her
someone said that
bio.
about Barron Trump because there's like
Oh yeah, I
I
remember.
forgot. It was like a photo of them, and Melania just always looks pissed and disgusted at her husband, and then
Hmm.
Barron's just kind of just like side eyeing him, and he
Hmm.
says, "You know that some junior year arts major is wrecking this boy's life right now." Just like, oh man, uh, keep going, do it faster.
Yeah, please work faster,
Yeah, that's
man.
funny. I miss art
Oh,
school.
and I guess
I miss art school.
do you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, uh, yeah, and last bit, I guess, about the episode. We got more ISB
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But more importantly, we got more Lonnie.
Yeah.
And Lonnie, straight up working the room, being just like, hey, like, we're arresting too many people. We're taking in too many people. We can't process the information fast enough. And everybody's like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets to take all the new information he just learned to Luthen.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're in a little bit more constant communication, but Luthen is continuing to pressure him, be like,
Yeah, because
it's
before
been
he hadn't
three,
talked to him for a year. Now it's 3 months, and he's like, it's
yeah,
been too long.
yeah.
It's like, damn
Which
it.
I feel like that could still be, like that could still be him playing into the role, but also like it does feel like the notches are turning, the
Yeah.
fire is getting a lot harder or a lot
Yeah.
hotter. So it's like, yeah, we really need more info, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanna know what happened to Tay.
Hey man, the last time we saw him, he was with the assassin of the rebel group.
Yeah, he's at the bottom of a Chandrillan cliff.
Uh-huh.
So I don't
Along with
know.
his car. She
Yeah.
did and as it happened, they played the Eric Clapton music, The or wait, no, that's not Eric Clapton.
Which one?
Uh sorry, I'm thinking of Goodfellas and when they use Layla as they're showing like
Oh,
all the bodies of like all the mobsters and stuff, the piano theme. That's not dang it.
is that Layla?
Yeah, that's Layla. Because that's the latter half of Layla. Because Layla's all like, rocking out
Oh,
Layla, and then like
yeah. Is
slowly gets into the piano
Was that
theme.
not Eric Clapton?
I don't it might be his band. I don't know.
Yeah, it says Eric Clapton.
Oh, okay.
He wrote Layla for Patty Boyd, then wife of his friend George Harrison.
Hmm.
The piano coda was a later addition composed and played by drummer Jim Gordon, not Clapton.
Ah, okay, okay. Cool. Quick, real quick trivia because I thought they were just pretty interesting. The two Imperial officers that are letting Cyril back into the building late at night, they are watching pod racing, which I thought was fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I was like,
Hmm.
hey, this is great. Pod racing's still a thing. Fantastic.
Hmm.
Uh, the oven on the counter in the kitchen of Cassian and Bix's safe house is a General Electric rotisserie oven model 17R20 made circa 1969.
Nice. I loved it. It looked
Hmm.
great.
I loved it.
Um,
I'm like, man, like I want more of that. Like
yeah, dude, I love the like analog sci-fi of it.
hmm
Like I said, that whole apartment looked like Blade Runner,
hmm
and I think like we said, that was one of the big strengths of Alien Romulus, the way
Yeah,
they kind of captured that uh uh
that lived in
that lived
everything
in
works kind of aesthetic.
future aesthetic dreamed up of people decades ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like this is the year 2000 from people making movies in the 80s. This is what it's
Yeah.
going to look like. Something like that. Like this is what the future is going to look like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, I dug that. So, awesome. Loved it.
And then, very last bit of trivia, the alien like birds seen on the table at the Palmo Plaza are actually real birds called the
Nice.
burner powder, and they're just a fancy breed of pigeon.
Nice. I forgot to bring it up because the reason I started talking about the scene where they go do groceries, that shot starts off with this short little guy
Oh, yeah.
walking across the screen. I'm like, who the hell's that?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that species in Star Wars before, and like I instantly want to be his best friend.
Yeah.
Like he just looks like a fun guy. That's like the Winnie the Pooh of the Star Wars universe. He's just like, I'm like, who is this guy?
That's what I'm telling you, man. Like, I love this series. We need more aliens in this show. You know?
I'm okay. Yeah. Well, we talked about it in the past, but
I know.
I'm like, no, I think it hits a lot harder because there are very few aliens. So when we do see it, we're like, oh, cool. But like
Yeah.
the severity of the situation hits us harder because we're in it. We're not in Star Wars right now. It's us. We're in it. So
Yeah. I guess. Maybe we'll debate that another day.
yeah.
But all right. So that was it. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for tuning in, watching this episode of Andor with us. Join us next week when we talk about another episode of Andor, season 2, episode 5. I have friends everywhere. which finds Cassian on Gorman, Cyril on Coruscant. People are failing, people are trapped, and Clea has a serious problem.
Uh-oh. Boys, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Men. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you had an excellent week. Hope you continue to have an excellent week. Stay safe out there. Um, Let us know what you thought of the episode. If there's anything you want to bring up or mention to Matt and I, put it in the hashtag Lost Legacies. We're on every platform. We'll find it. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at Real. That's REEL Texas Weirdo.
And I'm on Instagram and Threads at Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch and BluSky at Matthew Jimenez.
All right, and of course, please share this podcast with your friends. If you really loved it, leave us a like, leave us a review. All of that just really helps us, get the word out. And yeah, it'd be really great. So all right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time, and until then,
Fight the
fight
Empire.
the Empire.